All right. Good morning, y'all. Good to see y'all. It's Memorial Day weekend. I want to cover a couple of things before we uh, pick up where we left off last week. I'm going to give y'all the esteem for you men, the esteem cheat sheet. Remember the last 2 weeks we've been looking at couples or couple and an acronym of how to spell love to your wife. And Paula is going to, she's been silent the last 2 weeks. She's going to take most of the lesson and bring in the chapters from her book on communication with regards to couple. But next Sunday morning is our outreach. And what I'm thinking about doing is hitting the grocery stores. So that means that we would take a couple of teams. We'll send one over to Bilo. Depending on how many people respond, we may send one to Food Line, and we'll definitely go to Ingles and Publix. So here's what I want you to be prepared to do if you are going to participate. We'll just go in and act like we're shoppers, and we will buy some things. We'll get a cart and we'll buy some things. And on the way through, checking off our grocery list, if we encounter customers, we'll offer them a Bible. But if we don't see customers when we get to the cash register, we'll leave our Bibles with those who are working there that morning. I'm telling you this in advance because I want you to be prepared to go to the grocery store and buy something. We've been talking about these opportunities since we started, and we don't want to be taking advantage of the places that are open for business. We want to go and give them our business as well as use that opportunity to meet people and hand them a Bible. And of course there's an invitation to our church in there. So we'll be off tomorrow, but I should be able to Facebook out Tuesday. So let me know if you're willing to participate next week, and I'll separate it out. And just like we've been doing, if you're not the team leader, you just go to the grocery store that you're assigned. Be there at 9:30. If you're the team leader, you'll pick up the Bibles in the welcome center off the welcome desk and then go and meet your group. So that's what we plan on doing next Sunday morning. And then we'll pick back up with our lessons when we get back. My assumption is that I will be moving to chairs, which is the acronym for the girls, and then Paula will have a communication chapter to follow up with that. So that's sort of what we're looking at the next couple of weeks. Are there any other announcements that I need to give?
Wedding shower next Sunday, drop in 2 to 4 for Lindsay and Nathan, or Lindsay.
Okay, wedding shower, Lindsay.
Our class is doing the shower, so if anybody wants to make something, talk to me after the class.
Okay, y'all get that. Well, let me say that for those that might be watching on Facebook. Next Sunday we're going to do a shower for Lindsay. Lindsay and Nathan have already gotten married, and they're in our class. And if you would like to make something or help in any way with the shower next week, see Paula after the class, or if you're not in the class today and you're watching this later this week, just Facebook message her or text her or call her, whatever. And so is that good? Anything else? Okay. All right. I'm going to pick up where we left off last week. I didn't get to the esteem cheat sheet. So, that was so cute. I thought I marked, I did mark it. There it is. I just got to find my mark. Okay. All right, guys. The esteem cheat sheet is on page 182. And these are the points of spelling esteem to your wife. Your wife will feel esteemed when you say, I'm proud of the way you handled that. You speak highly of her in front of others. You open the door for her. You try something new with her. You give her encouragement or praise with kindness and enthusiasm. You notice something different about her hair or clothes. You are physically affectionate with her in public. I'm going to put a qualifier there. Y'all know what too much is, and y'all know what's just the right amount. Just the right amount's okay. Too much is just too much. So, but hey, it's okay. You know, we're married. We get, why is it always that it's the kids that are making out in public? Now, I'm not saying we should make out. Most of us in this generation, we don't want to make out in public. But why is it that kids are always making out in public? And we act like we're afraid to hold our wives' hands walking through the mall. It's okay to give a little hug and. You teach the children to show her and others respect. You value her opinion in the gray areas as not wrong, but just different and valid. Remember, it's funny that he said gray areas. Maybe he should have said pink areas. You choose family outings over guy things. You make her feel first in importance, and you are proud of her and all she does. So that's the cheat sheet from the esteem chapter. And now it's time for Paula to take over with the communication part of it.
I guess I'm going to hold this. Maybe I'll stay here so I don't have to hold it. How about that? All right, guys. If y'all want to, if you can unanimously vote, we'll skip this chapter altogether. Because I'm a girl and I read it, and I was like, whew, that's rough. So here we go. Y'all want to skip this and talk about something else all morning? Scott, we're on page 187 if you want to open your book. No, you're in the right book. 187.
Oh, you want the cheat sheet? Paula, tell him that I will photocopy all the cheat sheets and bring them next week for the guys. I didn't think about doing that the last few weeks.
Do I need to repeat that for the camera?
Yeah, go ahead for the.
If you want a cheat sheet, guys, for the closeness or the couple, Lamar will photocopy them and bring them to you so you can. You go do it now? Okay. All right, guys. I really don't want to be here week after next when we do chairs for the girls, because this is rough. This is hard. It's hard. It goes against human nature. It's hard. Even I think it's hard. And it's for guys. It's not for the ladies yet. But it's what God calls us to. So, you know, remember we talked about in the beginning, marriage is hard work. It's hard work. So here we go. Listen to this, guys. It is crucial to understand that your spouse's negativity is rooted in feelings of being unloved. So when she's nagging, we don't nag, do we, girls? When she's nagging, remember we talked a lot in the beginning about we hear through pink hearing aids, see through pink sunglasses, speak through a pink megaphone. You guys hear, see, and speak through blue sunglasses, hearing aids, megaphones. We talked a lot about decoding. During all that, I was like, is he going somewhere with this? Where's he going with this? This is where he was going. When you decode your spouse's messages and become aware of these deeper needs, you can say something that is loving or respectful and keep your marriage moving forward. Now, if you already, when your wife is nagging you about something, respond lovingly and respectfully and understand that she's really not trying to be mean. She's trying to express that she's feeling unloved. Have any of you guys got that down pat? No? Well, good. We're going to have some fun today then. All right. Often a wife will make comments that may sound disrespectful to her husband. Many of these remarks are really cries for love and need to be decoded by the husband. Girls, when you fuss about him spending too much time at work, with the boys, whatever, look at your guy and tell him what you're really saying. What are you really saying? I miss you. I need you. Guys, did you hear that? Sometimes what, Greg? Okay. Does that change anything, guys? Now that you know, when she misses you, she feels like she's not connected to you, and she starts that. Does it change the way you feel? Huh?
That's exactly what you want to come home.
What?
All that anger and meanness. Yeah, that's a good way to say I miss you.
Yeah. Hey. Any of you ladies, is your first instinct to say, you know what, honey, I really miss you? Anna's like, mm-mm. No, what do? We miss him, and we miss him, and we miss him until we explode, right? Is that what we do? We don't say anything, we let it slide, and then one day you walk through the door and you get blasted for 2 weeks worth of you hadn't paid any attention. Is that what happens at everybody's house? That's what happens at my house. I'm not going to lie. That's what happens at my house. Huh? Well, then this lesson is for her, and next week will be for you. Okay. Moving right along. Okay, guys, here you go. Here's your cheat sheets. Here's your communication cheat sheets. When those things happen, and they happen at everybody's house, if somebody tells you that doesn't happen at their house, just turn around and walk away from them because they're lying to you. It happens at everybody's house. This guy's a pastor and a marriage counselor, and these books are full of examples of these things happening at their house. If the guy who writes the book is not perfect, why do we expect it to be perfect at our house? So, when these things happen, what do? And we're going to use the COUPLE, which Lamar talked about the last 2 weeks. And we're going to start with C, closeness. Listen to me, guys. Listen to me. If you are not close, you will hear about it. Girls, is that true? If you're not close with us, because God made us to need to be close with you. If you are not close with us and we do not feel closeness with you, you're going to hear about it. Let's see. A husband, this is Genesis 2:24. A husband shall cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. How close is flesh? You can't get any closer. Close. We need closeness. We need to know that we mean more to you than any other adult. And you need to know that we have that need for closeness, and only you can feel the need for closeness that God gave us to feel towards you. We can get busy with kids. We can get busy with baseball here, track here, soccer there, sick kids, busy kids, needy kids, crying kids. Women can get consumed with raising children. We still have a God-instilled need to feel close to our husband. He put it there, and only you can feel that need. And if you're not, you're going to hear about it. Okay, so guys, now that you're saying, this is ridiculous, I don't know if I can do this, he gives us some help. Understand that she means, I want to be closer to you, when she's complaining about a lack of closeness. And there's a whole list of things here that you can say. So, when you walk in, Kyle, and Jennifer says, you never spend any time with me. Do you say that, Jennifer? Stop it, Scott Henderson. We are not going there today. Y'all can only go there when Lamar's up here. Y'all can't go there when I'm up here. When you come in and Jennifer's mad, you know, she's got her face, you know, and she's really doesn't have that much to say to you. And then, you know, you want to be all sweet and hold her hand and kiss her, and she's like, you know. When she finally says, you haven't spent any time with me. You never spend any time with me. No. Whatever she says. Here's some things you can say. Instead of getting angry, Perry, here's some things you can say. Now, some of these are just corny, and I'm just going to tell you. Some of these words would never come out of my mouth. Change them, adapt them, make them suit you. After dinner, let's have coffee, and you can tell me how your day went. Kyle, you can substitute your drink for coffee if you want to. Here we go. Well, you said it. You said what you do, so I just used your example. I'm sorry for being preoccupied. Please say that again. That's when she's talking and y'all weren't listening. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I'm not reading that one. I'm going to make changes in my work schedule. We need to spend more time together. Here's my favorite. What would you say to getting our date night going again regularly? And the other one I'm not going to read because that's just silly too. This says, I really like planning changes in the house together. We don't want your help. We won't tell you what we want done. We want y'all to do it. So I'm not reading that one. Okay. So, we need closeness. We also need from you openness. When you guys are distant or irritated, we think that you're mad at us. This is the way this plays out at my house. Lamar's been at church all day. Somebody came to the office and unleashed their craziness. He comes home, his eyebrows are forked, and he's got a scowl on his face. And I'm like, are you okay? I'm fine. He's obviously not fine. His eyebrows are forked, and he's got a scowl on his face. So I think, okay, I let it ride for a little while, and it doesn't go away. We eat dinner. We are sitting on the couch, eyebrows still forked, scowl still on his face. I'm like, okay, maybe he's mad at me. Are you sure you're okay? I'm fine. Are you mad at me about something? No. Okay, if you're not mad at me, get the scowl off your face and unfork your eyebrows because I'm the one that's feeling the fork and the scowl. Put a smile on your face if it's not me, you know. When you guys look or sound harsh, we don't feel loved. Remember we talked about before, we're girls. We're not guys. We're more tender than you are. We don't do you being harsh with us well. Some women cry. Some women like me get mad. Don't come in the house being harsh with me. I don't like it. We need you to be more gentle with us. If you sound angry or you are angry, it messes with the openness. We don't want to be with you when you're mad. I promise promise you, me and my girlfriends go to lunch, go shopping. We don't talk harshly to each other. We just don't. If we did, we wouldn't hang around with each other. If a girl comes into the friend group and she talks harshly to the rest of us, guess what's going to happen to that girl? She's leaving the friend group. And you can take that to the bank. We don't do harsh. We're nice to each other. We say, oh, your hair looks so good today, or I really like your shirt. Guys and their friends. Teenage boys teach you a lot of things about your husbands. Teenage boys are mean to each other. They rag each other about everything, and they do it. It's harsh. You know, they'll just call you out on anything. We don't. Yeah, and they're buddies. You know, they're buddies. Hey, listen, I'll give you an example from our house. And I mean, I really fussed at Logan about this. But one of the boys in their group has a girlfriend she's not heavy, but for a 16-year-old girl, she's not thin. They rag on that boy. I was like, Logan, that is so wrong. I said, that is wrong, and y'all are going to you-know-where. Stop it. Because all my friends are doing The Biggest Loser, and we were all trying to lose weight. I'm like, that's wrong, and you better stop it, because if that girl ever knew, she would be crushed. For life, the girl would be crushed. And I'm like, they rip on each other about stuff like that. We don't do harsh. So, you know, be that way with your buddies if that's the way y'all interact. But when you come home to us, cut that mess off. I remember to this day something a boy said about me in the 7th grade. Now, he was just a little stupid 7th grade punk kid. You know, and I guarantee you, if I could find him, he would not even remember. He may not remember me, but he definitely wouldn't remember what he said. I still remember it, word for word. Be careful with us, guys. We're not like you. Here we go. When a husband gets the message that he could be a little or a lot less harsh and angry, what can you do? If you're guilty, guys, here you go, my favorite one. I'm sorry for sounding angry. Will you forgive me? See, Charlotte agrees. She does not like harsh men already, and she's not even 6 months old yet. I'm sorry for sounding angry. Will you forgive me? Ladies, well, I'm sorry for whatever. Please forgive me. Not fix most everything. Huh? Well, okay. I'm sorry, and then stop doing it. There we go. Well, I'm sorry and stop doing it, not fix most everything. Why do you guys act like I'm sorry? It's going to choke you to death on the way up. Really? That's not true. Ladies, if Perry says I'm sorry, hello? Okay, what does God expect when we mess up? He expects I'm sorry, and he expects us to stop it. Does he not? Yes, he does. Now, ladies, I'm sorry, and stop. Fixes it. Guys, repeat after me. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? You still breathing? You still breathing? You still breathing?
But the sound of that, too, makes that very important.
Yes, it doesn't need to be in an angry, harsh tone. Come on. It's got to be sincere. It won't kill you to say I'm sorry, and I'm sorry goes a long way with us. You know, we know y'all don't get it. We know y'all bumble through life and step in potholes, you know, and like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, you know, I didn't realize. We know that. Just say I'm sorry and try to not do it again. Openness. We need openness. Here you go. Here's your verse. Where are we? Did I read that one? Here we go. Colossians 3:19. God commands husbands to love your wives and do not be embittered against them. Different translations substitute the word harsh for embittered, and one version advises husbands to love your wives and be gentle with them. God said it, I didn't. Take it up with him. He said it because he knew we needed it. That's why he put it in there. Understanding. We need understanding. She prefers that you listen, not lecture. 1 Peter 3:7. Live with your wives in an understanding way. And I'm going to read this word for word. The author said, mark it down, men. When a woman feels understood, she feels loved. When she doesn't feel understood, you will probably hear something like, you just don't seem to get it. Why can't you just listen to me? And, oh wait, that's it. So, if you hear these kind of remarks, pull out your decoder, watch, whatever, and understand that she's not being disrespectful. She's expressing her need to be understood by you. Hey, can you make an app? We'll get rich, Kyle. We need to be understood. Here's some things you can do, guys. Look, it's amazing. I'm sorry for not being understanding. Will you forgive me? Please tell me again what you said. I promise to listen this time. This is what I hear you saying. Tell me if I'm getting it. Listen to this one. Oh, I like this one. I'm sorry I seem so dense. I want to relate to what you are saying. I haven't experienced this, but I feel bad about what you are going through. And here's my favorite. I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do to help? That's a good one. And here's something that went on between the author and his wife. I'm sorry. Someone wrote him a letter and said they had been to the Love and Respect conferences and, how much it had helped them. And she says, just last night he asked me if I wanted him to listen or fix it. That's good, guys. Most of the time, we just want you to listen and you just want to fix it. I promise when the girls are at lunch and we complain about something, the other girls don't tell us how to fix it. They just listen. They just listen. They know we don't want them to fix it. They know we just need to get it out, because once we get it out, it's a whole lot better. If we can just say what's wrong, it makes us feel better. Okay. We also need for you to be a peacemaker. And this command is to all of us. Seek peace and pursue it. That's men and women. God commands us to seek. We need you to know that we feel like we are on the same team. You remember we talked about women and how they're relational? It's important for us, for our family unit, to be like a team. Everybody on the same team, working together. We're in this together. When everything else outside falls apart, we need to know that we're a team and you're on our side. We need to be on a team with you and live in harmony, and we need conflicts resolved so that the relationship doesn't come to an end. Living in peace with her husband is a gigantic value to a wife. When she feels they are at peace with each other, they are one, and she feels loved and energized. Now, when we don't feel at peace, you're going to hear about it. Sometimes, this is what you might hear. Sometimes you seem so clueless about what it means to be a couple. Remember we talked about women, and it's scientific. We've seen shows on it. When women become childbearing age or have children, there are hormones that surge through our body, and it's all about the family unit. Protect the kids, nurture the kids, keep the family together. Some of you men that have wives pushing up around 45, 50, you better get it in order, because when she goes through menopause, that hormone disappears. You know why so many couples divorce after 20-something years of marriage? Because when a woman goes through menopause, scientifically, that hormone that has kept her there to keep the family unit intact, gone, dries up, disappears. Then she starts becoming more like you've been all along, and she starts thinking about herself some. Most women I know, we're last. You know, there's kids, there's husbands, there's jobs, there's stuff. If there's a second left, maybe she runs out and gets a pedicure or a manicure, maybe, but we're last, usually, when we have kids. For a lot of women, that changes with menopause, because that hormone goes away. We need to feel like we're at peace with you, and you are the only man that we need to feel peace with. So if we're not at peace, we're off. And again, God made us that way. What can you do? Here we go. You've messed up. What can you do? I'm sorry for what I said. I was wrong. Will you forgive me? How many times is that one going to show up? Every one, guys, because it'll work for you most every time. Just use it. Let's come at this again. I apologize. I was thinking about what I was going to say, and I think I caused a misunderstanding. I shouldn't get defensive. This ends up hurting you, and I don't intend to hurt you. Here's a good, this one would work at my house. This one would work at my house. This week, where's my husband? He needs to be in here. This week, let's set aside $40 for the one who is quickest to take responsibility for the problem instead of placing blame. I could use a little more pocket money. Can I tell you I'm going to win that $40 every single time? Every week. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to win it every week. We need you guys to step up and say, hey, you know, I'm taking responsibility for this. It's my fault. Let's fix it. Here's one. Oh, did you hear it?
No, but Anna told on you.
What?
She said you called me up.
Listen to this cheat sheet for keeping peace in the household. This week, let's set aside $40 for the one who is quickest to take responsibility for the problem instead of placing blame.
I might as well just pay you.
I said
I'll pay Ernie. Can I just give you 20?
I said I'll get rich. I'll win every single week. Okay, here's the one. Listen to this one, y'all.
Y'all meet me at the altar after service. I won't get saved.
Let's join the new couples class at church on creating win-win situations in our marriage. See, y'all have already done that. Of all the suggestions above, the most powerful and usually the most effective is the first one, which was what?
You're right, I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
There you go. That's Kyle's version. I'm sorry for what I said. I was wrong. Will you forgive me? That's peacemaking, loyalty. And Lamar touched on this last week. And I really hadn't thought that much about this before. But this is really important to us, guys. Loyalty. Is she sure you'll always be there? Does your wife know you'll always be there? Does she know you're not going to trade her in for a younger model? Men do it all the time. It's important. Is she sure you'll always be there? Now, I don't necessarily agree with this. But some wives, this is the author who's the pastor and the marriage counselor, and he uses what people give him. Some wives have reported to me that their worst fear is being abandoned by their husbands. Y'all remember when we talked about men and they said they would rather be alone in the world and respected than disrespected? Remember in the very beginning when we talked about that? Listen to this. Some women say, and this just blew me away, some women say they would rather die of cancer with a loyal, committed husband at their side than live a healthy life and be traded in for a new model. I couldn't believe that. But he uses what women tell him at their conferences. So, loyalty spells love to a wife. If she lacks assurance because of her husband's actions or words, make her feel insecure. She may say things like, "Do you really love me? Tell me, will you stay with me when I'm old and gray?" She's not trying to be disrespectful or suggest that you're disloyal. She just longs to know that only death will ever separate you. When a wife comes up with any kind of "will you always love me" question, what can you do, guys? Here you go. He's going to give you some examples. "Honey, you're stuck with me. I'm not going away until I go 6 feet under. You're the only woman for me. Please always believe that." I like this one because it's funny. "Let's grow old and gray together, and I'll love you all the way. Let's go shop for matching wheelchairs." Is that not sweet? Shannon's about to cry. That's sweet, and it's funny. I often thank God for giving you to me. "Sweetheart, I'm sorry if I've done anything to make you wonder if I love you. I have always loved you, and I always will." There you go, guys. What? Scott said, cheaper to keep her. Scott, do me a favor. Don't ever look at Anna and say, "Honey, I stay because it's cheaper to keep you." Don't tell her that. That's not what she wants to hear. Listen, guys, listen. I don't know if y'all are good at this or not, but every wife appreciates compliments about how she looks, as well as those other little comments that reassure her of your commitment. Give them often. They're free, guys. Why are y'all so cheap with compliments? You act like they cost you money. They're free. Tell your wife how good she looks and just watch how happy she is all day. You can make a woman's day by telling her how nice she looks in the morning. Can you not, girls? Can you not? Yes. Okay. Loyalty. We need to know y'all going to be there, even when we're old and gray and what?
Hey, you don't have to get old for that. You don't have to get in your 40s.
Loyalty is important. And finally, let's hurry because I heard that bell. Esteem. A wife needs respect too. We've been talking a lot in this class about husbands needing respect. Wives need respect too. Here's your verse, guys. 1 Peter 3:7. Grant her honor as a fellow heir of the grace of life. When a woman is honored by her husband, she feels loved. If a woman feels like a doormat, you're going to hear about it just like everything else. You're going to get comments. She may even say, I'm tired of being a doormat. Y'all just take advantage of me around here. You just use me for cooking and cleaning, and you know, you might hear that. Guys, why are you laughing, Sonia? Do you say that? Greg, when she says that, here we go, Greg. Here's what you can do. Understand first off, when she says that, she's seeking your positive love. Listen to this. Listen to this, guys. A wise husband decodes his wife's negative words. A foolish husband just gets angry, lashes back, or goes in the other direction and stonewalls her with silence. A wise husband would try to assure his wife and energize her by saying, any of these or your version of these. Honey, here you go, Greg. Honey, for whatever I have done or said to make you think you are a doormat, I apologize. Please forgive me. And then start doing some dishes or something. Cook some supper. Get takeout. Do something. I'm really sorry you feel there's a double standard in our family. What can I do to change that? That's a good one, guys, if your wife feels that way. I don't want to do whatever I want. I want to do what you and I want to do together. We're a team, remember? You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Let me tell you why. Ooh, that's a good one, guys. What have I or the kids done to make you think that? You are the best wife and mother any family could ask for. We need esteem. Y'all want some major brownie points, guys? Esteem us in front of other people. Esteem us in front of other people. You can tell us at home, we look really nice today. But if you say something nice to us in front of our girlfriends, we are going to be on cloud nine for a week. A week. Because you know what our girlfriends are going to say at lunch? Oh, he's so sweet. I wish my husband talked to me like that. We're going to talk about it, guys, for a long time. And we're going to smile about it. Look, Scott, turn around. Turn around, Scott. You're missing it. We're going to talk about it for a long time, and we're going to feel good about it for a long time. Guess what happens when we feel good about you? We don't gripe, and we're a whole lot nicer to you at home. A whole lot nicer to you at home. You get things the way you want them at the house a whole lot more when we feel esteemed. Okay. I'm not looking forward to the chairs week. I'm just going to tell you now. But Lamar will do this part with chairs next week, I'm assuming. And then the following week, girls, we get to take our turn. I'm going to get rid of this.